Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the start of me moving my VHS tapes over to digital. This was a tournament where I wrestled in New York and where I met my collegiate wrestling coach. He was recruiting at this tournament and he recruited me right afterwards to start talking to him. I won this tournament, and this guy I won by tech. He was the only person I didn't pin in the tournament, but he was really hard to pin and really squirrely, but it's a good example of several of my variations that I use off the high crotch or the head on the outside single, but what we call often is the inside single in wrestling. So it's a little strange, but because your head is on the outside, but your hand is on the inside. So you can see I use hand control, push on his shoulder, and then I do switch to a body lock. So I want you all to see that I switch to body locks, but I keep my legs on the inside. And then it's important that, you get wrist control and break them down flat. And in Jiu-Jitsu, I put in legs and choke people. But here I put his arm behind his back and then I stop it, because if you want to see more of that stuff, I can show you. See how I pull heavy on the head, and then watch, I push his shoulder, so he pushed me back, and that's why he came forward. Okay, and then so I come up to the body lock, but watch how I step on the inside and try to inside trip him. And dude, he steps out. Watch him step out. It's amazing. So I try it there, and then I just chase him down. And the reason I step on the inside is because if I go to the side body lock, he can uchimata me, like I've shown before on my channel. So this is another sequence where I'll go heavy on the head, back on the inside single, except this time I crack down and hop over. And I use this a lot in Jiu-Jitsu because when you hop over, you can't get choked. And always on the wrists, always on the wrists. Oh, I put this in there so that if you want to see me do more mat return stuff. I used to like to mat return pretty hard, but legally. So here, I'm getting his wrists off, right? I'm cross-grabbing right there, heavy on the head, level change, in on the single, crackdown, hop over. All right, he bails to his stomach because it's wrestling. Okay, if it was jiu-jitsu, he would probably try to pull guard, but I was already past his guard if I was, all the way on the other side. So you can see I keep messing with my eye because I smashed it in the first match. So you can see the patterns I use are really similar, right, how I get to it. Crack down. He doesn't follow because I lose some shoulder position. And then he goes to the far leg in a kick-ass crossface. See how he's got my far tricep? He's doing it just like I showed on my instructional. So I've got to bail or he'll cradle me. And I go right to the shoulder roll. I come up on an outside single, but then my head's in the right place to go to a double, and then I do the inside trip right to his back again. So you can see it's a really common move for me to go, inside position with my legs, right? I'm not stepping around. So then I step over, right? So if this was, you would body lock and jiu-jitsu. Hand control, see how I get hand control before anything, right? And then I went straight to a ball and chain tilt from there. So here we go again, right? Heavy on the head. I shoot. I'm in really great. I crack down, but see, I lost the shoulder position. So I'm trying to get it back there, and then he does the proper defense. I actually remember this. It's 26 years ago, and I still remember how good he had me here. And I thought, I got to let this go or I'm going to get cradled. So, but what I do is I go straight to the next thing. Right when somebody's thinking that they've won, right. So I just turned his takedown 2 points into a 5-point move for me, because back in those days, it's takedown 2. And then 3 back points, and I'm like, I want to make sure I get the back points, though. But yeah, this kid could bridge, man. And there's a bunch of other things in here I could show you, because I teched him, so I had a bunch of turns. And this guy could bridge like nobody else. So this is the start of the third period. I choose down, and he wants to give me an escape for 1, rather than giving me the other option of Granbying him to 5 points again. So, and I'm going to leave the audio on so that you can hear my dad. He's talking about the score, and then just the end of the match, and then I'll show it again in slow motion.
Gonna tech him. 3 more points. That's it. Tech. All right, Joe. All right, Breza.
So I don't know if you heard my name being said, but that's how you say it, Breza. It's not Breza or Breza, as some people say. But it's kind of cool to listen back to this. This is 26 years ago, and it really does seem like yesterday. But let me talk through. So I'm going to end up going through this again, but I wanted to thank everybody for watching. I have a Patreon account now, and I'm going to post wrestling breakdowns to it now because YouTube keeps demonetizing and copywriting all of my breakdowns that I do from either Jiu-Jitsu guys wrestling or Flow Grappling has done that to me now, and the NCAA platforms like Big Ten, and I'm getting real tired of it because I don't know what their end agenda is. Like, are they going to shut my channel down? So I can't have that. So I'm going to have full-length breakdowns on my Patreon account, and if you want to help support the channel, that'll help me to be able to spend more time doing this. And 33% of everything that I make is going to go to my grappling school because we're a low-income area, and we want to be able to provide good grappling to people in the area who can't otherwise afford it. And we have amazing coaches. Our judo coach is a Pan Am Games champion. His dad is a 7th degree black belt in judo. And then Alec, who's been on the channel, is an amazing judoka and amazing grappling coach. And 33% of everything is going to go to there, pay for the mats that we just bought and all kinds of those things. And anything that you contribute is definitely highly appreciated. Okay, so he lets me go. And notice when I make contact and when I do the collar ties, I don't go ear to ear. See how I keep that space and I'm like forehead to forehead? That's so I can level change. This is a classic dump finish. See how I come around the waist? Now in jiu-jitsu, I hop over. But in wrestling, I want to keep him, threatened to his back. So I actually step and hook that leg. And I don't even really want to cradle here. I'm actually baiting him. I want him to turn away from me because if he turns away from me, I've got his leg to prevent him from going to his stomach. And then I would go to that classic, chest-to-chest crossface pressure like we do. But he didn't buy it, so I go to the tricep. And then I go to the pin. I decided not to show, a lot of things on this. I just wanted to focus more so on that same exact, high crotch to different finishes, right? So, and if you want to see more of this content, I'd be happy to show you, some of the turns that I do in wrestling. It's not all of them are gonna help you for jiu-jitsu, although the leg riding stuff does, right? How I flatten people out and things. Some of the mat returns things and front headlock variations. How when I'm breaking grips, right, like so defense from different types of leg attacks, like the one that I just showed, right, that comes up a lot, people fighting on my leg, and I can get them to put their hand on the mat and go to either a front headlock or, take their back in different ways, arm drag. So all of these things I'm just going to keep going through and posting what I think you guys might want to see. But if you want to just ask me, I can look through my videos as I'm digitizing them and try to put something together for you guys. So just let me know. Thanks again for watching. Feel free to leave some comments, and thanks again for supporting the channel.